To introduce the provost, we have Senior Vice Chancellor Dr. Corliss Thomas. Thank you. Give a round of applause, please. Like we got to show each other love. That's right. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Corliss Thomas, and I am the Senior Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs here at Rutgers University, Newark. My responsibility at the university, I would summarize as all things students. And so I'm one of the very fortunate members of this community that gets to spend my day supporting, educating, checking in with, adhering to the concerns of students. Just this morning, our student government had the opportunity to meet with myself and my colleagues in the Chancellor's office, including the Chancellor, to be sure that we were clear in the administration here at the university about the student concerns on this campus. And quite frankly, Rutgers University Newark is a student-centered organization and institution. And we were only too happy this morning to hear from our students about the many things that are on their minds and that would make their experience here at the university more successful. And so that's my responsibility here at the university. I also work closely with my colleagues in admissions and financial aid. And so to the extent that any of you students in the room are interested in Rutgers University Newark as a place to continue your education, we are very much interested in you. So that's the short story. My job here today is to introduce to you our Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor. This is a pleasure for me because Provost Robinson and I are suite mates and colleagues, and so we get the opportunity to work together on a regular basis. Let me give you some of the details. Jeffrey Robinson, PhD, is an award-winning business school professor, international speaker, and entrepreneur. He serves Rutgers University Newark as the Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor. In this role, he implements strategic initiatives in the areas of innovation, economic development, and faculty recruitment and retention. Before his appointment to Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor, he was a leading faculty member and remains a leading faculty member at Rutgers Business School, where he is the Prudential Chair in Business. He is the Academic Director of the Center for Urban Entrepreneurship and Economic Development, Director of Special Programs at the Rutgers Advanced Institute for the Study of Entrepreneurship and Development, and Research Fellow of the Rutgers Institute for Corporate Social Innovation. He's used his business acumen to launch ventures, advise and establish businesses, and consult with Fortune 1000 corporations. Dr. Robinson has completed 5 degrees in the areas of engineering, urban studies, and business. At Rutgers, he completed his Bachelor of Arts in Urban Studies at Rutgers College and a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering at Rutgers School of Engineering. He has a Master of Science in Civil Engineering Management from Georgia Tech. He has an MPhil and a PhD in Management and Organizations from Columbia University's Graduate School of Business. I am delighted that you named his talk here today, A Roadmap to Achieving Black Faces in High Places, Why Black Leadership Matters. He is the co-author of a book by that title, Black Faces in High Places, 10 Strategic Actions for Black professionals, to reach the top and stay there. His co-author is Dr. Randall Pinkett. On a personal note, I have had the opportunity to read the book So if there is anyone who has not read the book, I highly recommend it. And its precursor, Black Faces in White Places, 10 Game-Changing Strategies to Achieve Success and Find Greatness. What I would say to you in short is if you are intending to achieve, if you plan to go further, if you are a leader in the room, if you need some pointers because you're heading in that direction, but need a hand, then you are in for a treat. I give you Dr. Jeffrey Robinson.
Thank you. All right. Hello. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I understand we have some students here from Data Science High School. Where you at? Green shirts? All right. Welcome. Malcolm X High School? See, that's how you do it. All right. For all of the folks who are over 18, this seminar is for the people under 18. But you'll see from what I talk about today that you may have some relevance to this too. So in order to do this, we got to make this more personal. All right, the young people who are here, I got some prizes up here. I got some things that I'm going to also give out. I'm going to need a couple of helpers. I need a couple of helpers. All right? If it feels like all of you high school students are too far away from me too, I need y'all to come up. So let me get some helpers. I got some of these here. Bring these back to your tables. They got 2 pages. All right. I need all the tables to have copies of these. So figure out how you want to do that. All right, I got the green shirts coming up. Leave some for them. And while y'all are doing that, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my story. Yeah, just the students right now. I got and then we'll see what the people over 18, they can buy the book. All right. We got them. And there's probably going to be some extras out there. Make sure that the extras get to where they need to go. And I'll also have some of the same pictures on the screen. While they're going back there, here's what I want to do. They got them. Follow them. Every one of our students should have 2 pages. Don't worry about what's on them right now. I'm going to tell you about that as we go. You should have 2 pages each. While they're handing that out, let me just tell you a little bit of my story. All right, so take a look at the screen. 1994 is on the left. That's me on the left. I had a little more hair. I had a little bit less years on me. And to make a long story short, that was the year that we went to graduation, 1994. So I was 21 years old in that picture. The following year, you see a picture of me and my parents when I got my master's degree. And then I'm going to fast forward to 2022. Just released the book called Black Faces in High Places. Now, there's an arc. All right, thank you. There's an arc to that story. And this is the thing that young people, this is the thing people don't tell you. You see somebody come up and start talking, and you say to yourself, wow, they've done a lot. But there's a story that starts in high school that takes you all the way to 2022, last year. And that story, in my case, is similar to your story. I was born in East Orange, just up the hill, East Orange General Hospital. To these parents right here. That's my mom and my dad. Both have passed away now, but I already know that they're with me because they're looking down on me, making sure that I'm all right. They made some decisions early in my life that they wanted me to be in some top-notch schools, so at that time, the best option for them was to move. So we moved from East Orange all the way out Route 280 to Parsippany. And I'm going to tell you right now, Parsippany didn't look like this room. Parsippany, in my elementary school, there was me and Raheem. That was it. That looked like me. So they made some decisions. We got some good schooling. I was able to get here to Rutgers University. I studied engineering and all of that. Let me fast forward a few years. A few years ago, I got a chance to go to this place. Where's this place? Egypt. In particular, that's a picture of, would anybody know the exact name of that pyramid? Who said that? What's your name? Andrew. Andrew's got it right. Great Pyramid of Giza. Along the way, I learned some things about Egypt that I did not know. For example, I had a professor named Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, who was an esteemed historian and Egyptologist, and he told me some things about this place. And all my life, I said, I want to get to that place, and just a few years ago, I did. I want to get to the place where I can look at that pyramid and understand how it was built. Now you say, well, how do you know how it was built? Well, I studied civil engineering. It's not what I do now, but it's something that was very interesting to me. And that pyramid represented one of the greatest structures ever built. And I said, what can I learn from people who did that? Being there, it was one of those things that I often dreamed about going to. And for anybody who has dreams, like I do, you can never give up on those dreams, because one day, of course, you can make those things happen. We'll make sure you one more picture. It's another picture that is meaningful to me. This picture has to do with the story of our people. Does anybody know where this picture was taken? Where? You say Ghana? Okay. There's two places that this picture could have been done, and that's one of the places, Ghana. Where'd you say? Yeah. Did you say Ghana? There's another place this could be. Anybody know? The other place where this picture could be taken is Senegal. But both places have the same meaning. This was what they call, this is the door of no return. It's a place where during the transatlantic slave trade, it was the last place that enslaved people would see before getting on the ships that take us across. And you say, okay, why are you showing us that picture? Because what I know about my story has a lot to do with the continent of Africa. I've never been one to say or to think that my story is a story that only begins in this country in slavery. I've always been one of those folks and been taught to always be one of those folks who thinks about our story even before we came to this land. Because if you think about that part of the story has a lot to do with the history of our people. All right, that's all introduction. The reason that's important is because sometimes it's about your mindset that will determine what it is that's going to happen to you later on in life. So that's the premise for the book that I wrote. And I'm going to share two concepts with you today that I hope will give you a way of shifting your mindset to make sure that you're positioned for the future. Lots of folks think about this in terms of money. Hopefully, by the time we're finished here today, you'll be thinking about it in terms of other things besides money. But since I know money is a motivator, I'm going to share some of that with you. Here's what we did. We took the names of some of the most prominent black leaders in America and figured out who we knew and who we needed to know to be able to create a list of 10 strategic actions that would be helpful for anybody who wanted to achieve success. And remember this, the people I'm about to show you have the same background as you. They come from some of the same places, have families that are just like yours, and in the end have still achieved all kinds of things that we're going to show you. All right, now for the prizes. I want to see who knows some of these people on there, because you're saying, all right, I see some people on there that I know. And then You're running down a list. You know some. There's some people on there that you do know. And there's probably some people on there that you don't know. All right? And I'm going to do a little quiz here to see if we got people who have some understanding of who we got up here. I think everybody knows who this is. Who's this? All right. And who's this? All right. These are folks we know, right? Maybe you know a few of these other folks, but let's see if you know who this is right here. All right. That was pretty good. That's pretty easy. Anybody know this person right here? Cory Booker. I heard that one. All right. I think of the list of people on these pictures, I think those are probably the most well-known people. Now the hard ones. And they're hard here for a reason. Anybody know who either of these two people are right here? Now don't shout it out. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Anybody know either of those two people up there? I see people looking around, looking at your teachers like, you know who that is? You know who that is? Anybody know who this is? Oh, I got some hands. You got some hands back there? You got some possibilities up here? All right. I need you to come up. Let's see if you got it. I don't want you to, don't shout it out. If you think you got them, let's see. If you get one of their names, then you're going to get a prize. Oh, yeah, give it a try. Why not? Come on. No. I just pointed to two people at the top left-hand corner there. Say if you know either of those folks.
And you can facilitate. Go ahead.
Go ahead, say the name. All right, you got a cheering section. Got a cheering section.
Wait, so you want me to name the two at the top left?
If you know either of those two people next to Senator Cory Booker.
No, I know Oprah.
Okay. We know the ones we already talked about. You know anybody else up there?
Is that Roger Leone?
Mm-mm.
Right there?
Nope.
No? I don't know anybody else.
All right. It's okay if you don't know.
Is that Kamala Harris?
Yeah, we talked about her already. I gave you all the easy ones are done.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
All right. Give me your hand for trying. Thank you. Somebody else. We already said Kamala Harris. We already said Obama. We already said Senator Booker. We already said, who else did we say? Oprah. Anybody else? You going to take a try? If you can name any of those other people, I'll give you a prize. All right, so let me tell you some of the folks who are up there. Last chance. I see people scrolling through my phone. Maybe I'll find one. Yeah. You know somebody else that's up there? Because if you do, don't shout it out. Come on up. You got one? You got one? Come on. I'm not on there. You got one? Come on up. There's a reason I'm doing this. Come on. All right, you get the mic. Give us your name, and then tell me which one you got. What's your name?
My name is Dale.
All right, Dale, which one?
I think that's Robert Smith.
Robert Smith. Give him a hand. Go up there and point to him. Go up there. This young man going to get a prize. He's going to show you who Robert Smith is, the picture. Keep going. That's right. Give him a hand. Now you know that's Robert Smith. Now, what do you know about Robert Smith?
He paid up the debt at, I think, Morehouse College.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Good job, man. I'll sign it later, all right? Give him a hand. Now, that's a good one. Let me tell you, he had it right, but let me tell you the story. The gentleman on the bottom right corner is a man named Robert Smith. He is a billionaire. But the thing that he is known for is there was a graduation ceremony a few years back where he spoke at Morehouse College. Who's heard of Morehouse College? Raise your hand if you've heard of Morehouse. Morehouse, historically black college in Atlanta. He goes into a room bigger than this with all the students who are graduating and their families all sitting in the back. And he, because he's a billionaire, says to all of them that his gift to them is he's canceling all their student loan debt. Millions of dollars he just waved away because he was able to do that. When people say, oh, why did you write this book about black faces in high places? One of the reasons is to highlight people like Robert Smith, who not only have made a lot of money, not only done leadership, but have also contributed back to the community. Fantastic story, Robert Smith. Congratulations, he got one of the books. Last chance. Last chance. Anybody else got another one? All right. We mentioned Morehouse. This is David Thomas. He's the president of Morehouse College. I started off asking you about these two people. These two people are interesting because when it comes to media, they were some of the leaders of media. This woman is an entrepreneur named Kathy Hughes. If you listen to the radio, or maybe your parents listen to the radio, or if you watched any of some of these channels on cable from Urban One, that's her company. Uh-oh, see somebody over there giving them help. You know somebody on this list? Yeah, who is it? Come on up. Come on up. Oh, she gave you the microphone. Hopefully she didn't give you the answers too. Come on up before I go through the rest of them. I'm not going to go through all of them.
Go ahead.
Who's coming? Who's coming? Come on, Shabazz. Come on up. All right. While you're coming up, who do you see? Oh, two people can't come. One person. Who's going to say it? All right, turn around.
Oh, no.
Tell them. Who you got?
And Fudge.
Ann Fudge. Ann Fudge is not up there. Oh, but you were close. You were close. I know who you were thinking about. Were you thinking about this lady right here? Yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. That person that's over here, this is Ursula Burns. Ursula Burns is, she was the president and CEO of Xerox Corporation. And who's heard of BET? BET. This is Bob Johnson, co-founder of BET. I'm going to do two more. Anybody ever heard of a company called McDonald's? Yeah, a couple of hands. I think everybody heard of McDonald's. Don Thompson was CEO of McDonald's. And let me do one more. American Express. This gentleman here, Ken Chenault. He was president, CEO of American Express. All right, why do we do this? I got one more prize to give out too. We'll do that one later. Why do we do this? Because some of those faces you didn't know. And maybe even I wouldn't have known them unless I did some research. Because one of the myths that goes around the world is that black people do not achieve things. The fact is, the numbers may be small, but every one of the people up there has made some fantastic achievements in their respective fields. It could be government, it could be business, it could be education. And in all of those cases, there was some things that they had in common. And that's what we wrote the book about. We wanted to figure out what's their secret. You know, here's the question we asked. What makes great people great? Did they do something? What did they do when they were in high school that made them different? That's the question that I'm going to answer for you today. What we came up with were 10 steps, 10 strategic actions. You may not be able to see them here on the screen. I'm going to break them down 3 of them today. But let me help you understand that these folks that I showed you on the screen did something. They were deliberate, they were strategic, they were intentional, and they had people around them that were helpful to them. Just like you got people around you who are helpful to you. It starts with the 3 things that I'll mention here today. exercising self-determination, valuing exploration, figuring out or developing a self-mastery and meaning in their lives. There are some other things here that have to do with networks and entrepreneurship. So there's some business people there, so it's a lot about entrepreneurship. But I don't want to forget this last one, which has to do with seeking significance. Every one of those people I showed you have ways that they give back. All right, that's an overview of what the book talks about. Let me show you two more things. There are large companies out there. The people that we talked about earlier, some of them have been CEOs of companies that have passed. But here's a list of, as of a few months ago, six CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies. What's that list? It's Fortune 500, a list of, well, let me ask a question. How many companies are on the Fortune 500 list? How many companies are on the Fortune 500 list? It's not a trick question. 500. 500. 500 companies. Of those 500, there were, at the time we did this little snapshot, there were six black CEOs. You say, well, why is that important? Because a CEO of one of these large companies has the ability to move resources, hire people, and to make things happen on a very large scale. All my life, I've worked with small businesses. When they hire people, they hire 2 people, 3 people at a time. Often they have small numbers of people working for them. When they look at the 500 companies that are out there on this list, the 500 biggest companies, they have 28 million people working for them. So when a black CEO comes into one of those companies, they have the ability to make some things happen that most of us don't have ability to do. And I'll argue that those folks use some of these steps. All right, let me get to what I handed out. I handed out this page right here. Everybody got this page? Does everybody have this one? Who doesn't have it? Okay, look around. There may be some extra copies. So where are the extra copies? Somebody, I know I got enough here, so pass them around. Pass them around. No, those are the other one. All right. Look on with your neighbor then. All right. Let's see, this one, I got to take that back. I have 3 I'm going to show you. This one, actually, you don't have. I'm going to share this one first, then I'll show the other ones. One of the things we found out from all the people who we interviewed for this book is that the growth zone was a key concept. Everybody has a comfort zone. Who's heard the term comfort zone before? Raise your hand. All right, a few of you. Comfort zone, that's where we obviously feel comfortable. Problem is that if you stay in your comfort zone, when you feel safe all the time, you're never going to grow. All the people we talked to, all the people that were on those pictures earlier today, they were people who said our comfort zone was not where we stayed. We had to get through the fear zone. We had to go to the learning zone eventually to get to the growth zone. Lesson number 1, can't always be comfortable. Some things like getting up here, talking to people, those the kinds of things that help you to grow. Number 2 is this picture. Now that one you should have. And if you don't, I got a couple of pictures here. Do you have this picture? Does anybody need one? All right. Second thing we learned from the people who were on that list earlier and on those pictures is that all the people who made it to these very successful places, all of them were thinking about the things that are in these circles. Now, if you have the picture in front of you, you don't have to look at the screen because what you have on the screen is the same thing you have in front of you. So I need 4 volunteers. 4 volunteers. Come on up here to the front. You're going to help me out. All right, I got 2 here. Okay, you need the paper. You need the paper. This is that microphone working? No. What color is it? Got it? Now it's on. All right. Stand right here. Stand right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get one more paper. So there are 4 circles here. And this, I got how many do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only need 4. Sorry, man. Come back the next time. I got you. All right, you got the yellow circle. You got the orange circle.
Okay.
It means you got the blue circle. It means you got the green circle, right? All right. The thing that we're going to talk about is something that comes from Japan. And if you listen very carefully, you may not believe me, but these things that I'm about to talk about is going to change your life. Because it helps you to think about how to put all your energy into places where, I'll say, you can be successful. The concept is called Ikigai. Can everybody say that with me? Ikigai? Ikigai. Japanese word that means finding meaning, the meaning of life. And the way we show it in a diagram is what you see right here. And so I'm going to ask my new friends here. She can give her the microphone first. I want them to introduce themselves, tell us your name, and then I want you to read what's in bold-faced there for each of those circles. So you're going to do the yellow circle. You give us your name first, though.
My name is Kai, and
Kai, you got a cheering section back there.
on the yellow circle it says what you love.
All right, that's good. That's the first part. First part of the circle is what you love. All right, give us your name, and then tell us what's happening in that orange-pink circle there.
My name is Sanai. And the orange circle says mission.
No, right here.
The orange.
That's right here.
said orange.
Right, pink. I said orange-pink, sorry.
The pink circle is what the world needs.
What the world needs. Thank you. All right.
My name is Connie, and the blue circle says what you can be paid for.
Okay, thank you, Connie. And last but not least, give us what's in that. What's that, green?
My name is Ashmar. Y'all can do better than that, y'all. I'm gonna try that again. My name is Ashmar. And the green circle is, what are you good at?
All right, what are you good at? All right, don't go anywhere. 4 things. We heard them. Here's how it works. The question you're asking yourself is, how can I get some of these things to work together? The things that are in these circles, the big circles, are the important questions you can be asking yourselves even now and as you transition into college so that you can be successful. All right, I want to do it one more time. Who's got the microphones? Bring it back down here to the end. So you asking them the question, all right? So just say it out loud. We got your name already, but I want you all to say it one more time, a little feeling this time, so that they get in their minds what the 4 questions they got to ask themselves.
You have to ask yourself what you love.
What you love.
You have to ask yourself what the world needs.
The world needs.
You have to ask yourself what you can be paid for.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta ask yourself, what are you good at?
All right, give him a hand. Give him a hand. All right. Let me have the microphones for me. Thank you. Come see me afterwards. All right. So, all right, that's right. Give him a hand. So these are 4 critical questions. The way this Ikigai thing works is that the people who have figured these things out, the earlier that they do figure these things out for themselves, the more successful they can be. And so I'm going to put it in context again. You got the things that you can get paid for. A lot of times, this is what our parents are looking for. They say to us, go get a good job and see what you can get paid for. And that runs all of our decision making. There may be a second piece of that. They may say to you, well, you're good at this, so you should go and do this for your life or your career. You're good in math and science, so you should go to data science high school. You're good in social studies. Let me go over here, make sure you go to Malcolm X. But then there's the other stuff. As you grow and mature, you're figuring out the things that you love to do. All right? Do I have anybody here who has a hobby that's a little different than what other people do? Oh, I got somebody in the back. If you do, come on up. I gotta hear what this is. Things that you love to do that maybe makes you a little different, unique. Who's coming? Come on up. Something that you love to do. Is it time to go already?
I like to crochet. Crocheting is kind of like knitting, but
Yep.
you use like a hook to do it. So I make clothes, like hats, bags, and different kind of stuff. It's a hobby I love doing because it relaxes me, calms my mind, and keeps my hands busy.
See, there we go. Give her a hand for that. She got a hobby that may be something that she loves that other people don't necessarily understand. That brings me to the other sheet. Everybody have this other sheet. It says on it, gifts. The other one, it says gifts. Everybody have that one there? Because they're telling me that we're almost out of time here. So the question is, well, what are you good at? What are the things that you're good at? And maybe you're finding some of those things in school, but a number of years ago, they came up with an idea that there are different kinds of smart. That some people are really good at math, and some people are really good at expressing themselves. But here's the thing. Most of the stuff that I'm going to show you on that little chart aren't things we necessarily teach at school. Some things go beyond school. And to me, we got to keep expanding out the different ways that people can contribute to the world. We call those gifts. And I want to just emphasize the things that are on this list. There are some people who are really intelligent around the natural environment. They love being outside. There's some people who are very musical. I got any musical people here? Whether it's song or playing instruments, doing beats, they're musical. There's some people who are using mathematics and logic. Some people who are, this is a tough one, existential. It's like, what is that? You are always thinking about why are we here? And figuring out ways that we connect to the universe, however you define that, and how you think about the divine. There are folks who have great interpersonal skills. There are folks who are fantastic athletes, have body kinesthetic intelligence. There are folks who are linguistic, able to use words in such a fantastic way. There are folks who understand what happens inside of them, intrapersonal. And then there are folks who are really good at understanding spatial, geographic, how people relate to space. And we don't always get a chance to learn or go deep into all those areas that I just said. Reason that's important is because not only do I believe, but I've seen everybody has gifts, talents, abilities, things that you uniquely bring to the world. And when you cultivate those things, there will be opportunities for you to get paid. And if you look hard enough, you will find places in the world that need that talent, that gift. And if it's something you're good at, a lot of times it's also something that you love to do. The sweet spot is in what happens in the middle. That's where they call ikigai. It's the combination of the things I just said and where they overlap. That, to me, is what the folks that we saw before, what they figured out early on and cultivated throughout their life. They want me to stop, but I was about to talk about the money. All right, you can pack up your stuff. I understand. I understand. For those of you interested in the money, all I'll say is that the more you do that, the better you do that, the more important it's going to be for you to understand some of the things we just said. All right, here's the punchline. If you want to know more, you can use this QR code. Tells you some things about the book and some of the principles of the book. What I hope is that those things we just talked about may be helpful to you as you develop your leadership, develop your abilities, and make a difference in the world. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good day.